Oh, Dr. Luxia, good evening.
What's our current status?
Everything's going as planned. At this rate, we should be able to have the subject online ahead of schedule.
Excellent. Let us prepare for the final stages of development.
Emergency. Breach in Block 28.
10, what's going on?
A creature has escaped from the testing facility.
Lock down the lab. I'll take care of this.
Gah! Out of my way! I'm trying to escape this place!
Sorry, but that's not happening.
Yeah? And who's gonna stop me? Some frail nurse? Don't make me laugh.
You're welcome to try.
Driver!
Let's begin your checkup, shall we?
Okay, ready!
Hezzy!
Get equipped! Armor, 0!
Who the hell are you?
Part-time nurse, part-time e-girl, all times catgirl hero. Common VTuber 0. Examination, begin. Hello? Can y'all hear me? Am I coming through? I see we got some people in the chat. Some peeps in the chat. We got a turtle. We got a Paris. Yeah, we got the whole crew. The whole crew going. Sorry, I'm still in the middle of typing something. Just give me 1 sec, guys. I will start looking at the chat here in just a second. go. There we go. Okay. 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 Just realized it might be easier for y'all to see me if I pull myself up. Guess that would be probably a good idea to do, eh? See. Hi. How's everyone doing tonight? I'm very, very excited to do this stream because first off, Tom A. Hawk, XL Tom A. Hawk, thank you for the follow an hour ago. Welcome to the Hunter Base. We're so close, guys, to 1.4K. We're 4 followers away. We have 4 more followers. I'm at 1.4K. That's awesome. If we could do it before, if we can somehow get to 1.5K before my birthday, that'd be sweet, but that's not going to happen because my birthday's in like 2 weeks. Speaking of that, yes, within 2 weeks, I will have a special birthday stream. I don't know what I'm doing yet, figuring it out. But anyways, I'm excited about tonight because this is a game I was involved in. It's made by one of my closest friends. It was on Kickstarter originally, and it's finally come out. I played the demo way back when I had my original 2.0 model, the original cat girl model. So it's been a long time coming. I'm gonna go ahead and see if Kurama's ready, and then I'm gonna go ahead and hop into the chat with her. Tab, thank you for redeeming a Dunktastic. Okay, she's ready. So first I will do, let me move myself over here. Turn this bad boy on. There we go. And off mute.
It's a me.
It is a you.
Yes,
How are you, hon?
I'm alright. How are you?
Good. Good. Yes, Tab, a wild, wild west. Sure. So just explaining to the chat that this game was made by a close friend of mine. I've sort of been officially, my credits in the game is I voice a character at the start of the game, like a background character, and I did the trailers and the videos. But I also did a lot of background stuff that I wasn't credited for, which is fine. It's his game. I don't want to be ever some consulting, I guess. Little stuff like that. But I don't want to take credit for all that. I just want, like, my role in this game is so minuscule, and I have not played it yet. So this will be my legitimate first time playing through it. This might be your first time seeing it, actually.
It will be.
But yeah, no. I'm not gonna do what I do with every visual novel where we have to voice all the characters. Like I just might, like I'll read through it obviously, and I might do a couple of voices, but I'm not gonna be like stopping every couple of seconds for voice acting stuff. So, just because this would be stream would be 400 parts if we did that, because there's multiple routes. For the girls, I know who I'm going for first because the girl that I have the friggin' body pillow of. I think I will. My first body pillow was from a girl from this game. Just so everybody knows, because I backed, even though I'm friends with the developer, I still backed it on Kickstarter, and I got one of the. I just missed, because at the time I didn't have enough money. I just missed the getting a character in the game tier because I was going to force him to put my VTuber character in his game. But he's like, "Oh no, they all got filled up." I'm like, "You son of a bitch." But anyways, let me go ahead and switch over to game screen and let me open the game back up so I could show you. So I need you to be a little closer to me. Like about, yeah, there we go. That's what I like. Okay. All right. And then I'll make sure I screen share this to you as well. So give me 1 second. Open the game. That's not what I wanted to pick. There we go. It's a little quiet. I think I might have to turn it up a little bit because I turned it down because I thought it'd be loud. Options real quick. Turn this up just a little bit. There we go. I just don't want it to be too loud on the stream. That's the only thing.
Han, you are cutting out bad for me.
Am I?
Like, I had to turn on this stream just to be able to hear you for the last, like, 5 seconds.
Oh, really? What the fuck? Like cutting it on the stream.
I still can't hear you, in fact.
What the hell? Hold on. Hello? 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 Okay, what about now?
Oh. Hello?
Yep, I can hear you.
Nope, still can't hear.
Is anybody in the chat having a problem hearing me? Which I'll now have to wait and see until people respond to it, but...
Here, let me try leaving the call and rejoining, see if that fixes it.
Okay. Hello? Can you hear me at all?
Oh, hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. That was weird.
That was very weird. It took forever to actually connect to the call.
You must be having some kind of issue then.
It's not. Let me see if there's been any dips in my life.
If it's really bad, we can try moving to a server that's that's Canadian or American. Sorry. Am I still cutting out for you?
No, you sound fine now.
I sound fine now. Okay.
Yeah,
Must have been
I'll let you
just
know
a
if
glitch or
something pops up. Yeah.
Are you looking at the game screen?
Let me do so now. No, I am.
Now you are? Okay. Am I cutting up now?
No.
No? Okay.
You were a little choppy even before you started sharing this screen. Was like, Discord sometimes has problems with that. I can just work through that. But then you just cut out completely. It's like, did he accidentally mute? And I go over to stream and unmute, and I was like, no.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
well, as long as you can hear me now. Okay. All right, can you see the game okay as well?
Yep.
Okay. So everybody, this is Gaikokujin no Sensei, aka Foreigner Teacher, game from Coffee Bunny Games. So let's just start a new game. What's my name? Okay, let's see if he fixed this.
I'm pretty sure he already said he fixed it.
Yeah, he did fix it. So, for those of you who didn't know, the first time I played this, I played the demo. He didn't set a character limit,
A very big mistake on his part.
so me and the chat decided my name was going to be Dante from the Devil May Cry series, but not from the second game, but from the third game, but not from the fourth. Something like that. Something ridiculous, really long, and every single person said that. So now I've got to think of an actual witty name.
Didn't it break the text boxes or something?
It did a little bit, yeah. But now I've got to think of an actual witty name.
Name him Tom.
Tom. I'm not gonna name Tom. Fucking Tom.
Yeah, you had to think for like, why Tom? Oh, damn it.
Wait, will this fit? Should I go with this bitch?
Hmm. I'd say either this bitch or oh fuck.
Mm.
I'm not sure how these sentences will be structured, so I'm not sure which one would work better.
The only reason I say oh fuck would be like, oh hey, oh fuck. It'd be kind of awkward.
Well, no, you do oh fuck with an exclamation point. Hey, oh fuck!
I always do this in Pokemon. I always name my character something like that, like a
Mhm.
phrase like that. Like I
I'd
named
say
one of them-
if you do end up going with this bitch, you have a period after this. This bitch.
oh hey, this
Like enunciate the pause between it.
oh my god. What have I used before? I've used damn girl. I've used I think I've used stupid bitch before. I can't remember all the ones I've used. Let's see. Wait, I got one.
What?
Seriously, bro.
Seriously, bro.
Well, hey, look, it's seriously, bro.
No, comma. Seriously, bro. Because that way it feels like it's continuing the sentence. Yeah, like that.
If there's an
Seriously,
exclamation point, it won't make sense, but
Yeah.
but whatever. Well, like
I mean, question mark and exclamation point both work with seriously, bro.
yeah. Let's try that. Let's do that. This is what our name is now. Are you over 18? Okay. So, this is something I got to tell people cuz it's not, I don't really need to hide or anything. I'm going to be one of the people in charge of handing out keys to other streamers. You cannot play the 18 plus version of this game on Twitch. You have the reason for that
Unless you want to
is
speed run getting banned.
it has mild nudity, the 18 plus version. The standard version has what people in anime fans might call the glowing lights. So, yeah. No, streamer friendly version. That's the version you want to pick. And I'm glad that Brandon went ahead and put streamer friendly version so people knew to click that one. So that's what we're going to do. I can't believe this is where my life has led me. Less than a year ago, my life was great. Had a girlfriend, had a decent job, everything seemed to be relatively going my way. Of course, life can never be that easy.
I'm sorry, but it's just not working out. You and I want different things.
Don't say that, Lisa. We can make it work.
Please don't. It'll only make it harder.
It's funny because I said I wasn't going to do a bunch of stopping, but there's going to be a little bit at the start. The actress for Lisa is my friend Strawberry Sana.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny that we called her character seriously, bro, because she calls me Onija.
My God.
So, and I forgot that she was at the start of the game. Seriously, bro. That actually kind of works. Please don't. Seriously, bro. It'll. Oh my.
Look, I'm sorry. We're in a crunch, and your team has been deemed, unnecessary.
Anybody who's a longtime viewer of mine notice that voice? If you don't, it's okay. That is Famous Owens.
I think I've only heard his voice once or twice, and I think that was during the big collabs, so that explains it.
Yeah, he was there during
Shadow.
he's during Shadow. He's part of my podcast. Also goes by Doom.
Okay.
But yeah, Brandon asked us to fill in a lot of the voices for some of the unimportant characters. So, are you serious? 5 years here, and all I get is an "I'm unnecessary"?
Look, I know this isn't the best situation, but you're making a scene.
Look, seriously, bro. This so works. This works too well.
See why I had you add the comma?
Here's if I'm making a scene. Yeah, I see why.
I really don't want to have to call security.
It doesn't work
Please,
there,
it would
for
be
example,
better if you
but
just left.
It still kind of works though. Seriously, bro.
yeah.
I can't believe I've been reduced to searching for a job at the mall, and even they don't seem to be hiring. This is ridiculous. My downward spiral felt like it had been going on for months, but in reality, the breakup, the loss of my job, all happened within a week of each other. And because of my girlfriend's expensive tastes, I realized just how little money I had saved up. Rent was coming due, and soon enough, I wouldn't be able to afford it. My eyes were drawn towards a coffee chain located next to a prominent bookstore. I let out a sigh. Well, at least for now, I can still afford a coffee. At La Coffee.
La Coffee?
Unless it's LA Coffee, but I don't know. Did I mention the dev lives in LA?
You did not.
Valiv, Alopo, Mercosur, Casa Dispon. Is this just a bunch of French?
Maybe. I don't recognize any of it.
Yo, 50% off at Valiv. And Van off.
Oh, wait, no. I think that's Val. It's supposed to be Valve. With an extra A.
Is that supposed to be Valiv? Yeah.
V-A-L-V-E.
Oh, I get it. 50%.
Yeah.
God damn
That's Valve.
Brandon. God fucking damn it. I walk over. Go ahead.
I wonder if any of the other ones stand for something in that case.
Maybe. Probably like obscure. Brandon loves like obscure like anime and gaming references, so I assume they're probably all really obscure.
Mm-hmm.
I await the person on YouTube who makes the video trying to find all the obscure Easter eggs in this game, because my God, I'm sure there's going to be a ton.
Oh, I'm sure.
I walk over and buy a medium coffee, thanking the smiling clerk who hands it to me and wishes me a nice day. Yeah, funny, a nice day. I casually take a sip as I continue to walk through at the mall. That probably didn't get picked up at all.
No.
It was the worst sip I possibly could have done, too.
It's a good thing it didn't get picked up, then.
Yeah. I can't believe how many shops in the mall don't even have a help wanted sign. Ugh. Had I really fallen so far, having gone from working in a cushy department in an office, scrounging? Is that, yeah, scrounging?
Yeah, scrounging.
Scrounging in the mall for any type of work whatsoever? This is not how I imagine I'd be spending my mid-30s. Tell me about it. I casually take another sip of my coffee as I look around the mall. Despite the advent of online shopping, it seems to be bustling, even for a weekday. That's something I always find crazy. Like, a lot of places, like malls and stuff, like, they'll have lots of people even on, like, busy work days.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I think to myself, I'm like, who are these people? Like, how do they, like, have time right now?
Probably people with weird schedules like me.
Probably. Well, the other thing that always pisses me off, kind of, is there's a lot of places that are open from, like, 10 to 5. And, like, for those of us who work regular day job hours, being closed at 5 o'clock sucks because we literally have no time to go to the place. One of the places I was thinking of, when I needed to find my chair, I was going to, like, the secondhand areas. And they're open. One place is open from 10 to 5, Monday to Friday, closed on weekends. So I literally could not go unless I went on my lunch break. Like, I was like, God damn it. Anyways, enough of my
for situations like that, I imagine they just have limited staffing, so they just have a set slot where they can guarantee a fill in.
I guess so.
As I know that's pretty same-ish for like family-owned restaurants and stuff like that.
Yeah. Still, I mean, you're limiting yourself to the people who like who don't have one of the most popular schedules. It just seems kind of odd to me. Anyways, suddenly something catches my eye. A kiosk seems to be set up with a little down the way with a banner set up, almost as if it were an information station. My attention is drawn to the lady who is standing in front of the kiosk. She appears to be Asian. Of what kind, I can't really distinguish. I've always been terrible at guessing people's nationalities. She cute, though. The lady seems to be attempting to get people's attention with a clipboard. Nearly everyone seems to be walking by her, either giving a polite refusal or not even reacting to her. Finishing up the remnants of my coffee, I throw the empty cup into the garbage. What the hell? I'm not doing anything. Or, what the hell? I'm not doing anything. Sorry. Said that wrong. I shrug to no one in particular as I make my way over to her. She's probably asking for a signature for a petition, or, with any luck, maybe she's trying to do paid surveys or something. I pass through the bustling crowd of shoppers and walk over towards the woman. At first, she doesn't see my approach, her eyes scouring the crowd for someone to speak with. Finally, I get within about 5 feet. I make a noise. Seemingly hearing me, she turns around. Immediately upon seeing me, look at her, a large smile comes across her face. Her smile crosses her face.
Oh, hello there. Very nice to meet you.
Oh, these scenes are voiced now. They weren't in the demo. So that's a change already.
I mean, the demo was a while ago, so that makes sense.
Oh, right. This game's fully voiced, so actually we won't have to voice any characters, which would be nice. I think there's only a few.
I mean, you said that right before we actually got into the game. So.
Yeah, so. She gives a slight bow while clasping her clipboard. I merely rub the back of my head with my hand in embarrassment, attempting my best to give a slight bow back. Hello. Her smile continues as she speaks.
Are you interested?
I mean, am I interested?
Not even gonna dignify that with a response.
Love you too, babe. Her eyes brighten up upon asking this, almost to a point where I could swear they were replaced by stars. Taken a bit aback, I glance between the kiosk and back to her, looking for any clues as to what this setup could be about. With more than a hint of embarrassment, I smile awkwardly. Maybe. What is it exactly? Luckily for me, the woman seems to be more amused than annoyed, as she giggles into one of her hands before looking back at me.
So, you merely came over out of curiosity?
I pause for a moment, and before I know it, words start to fumble out of my mouth. Well, you see, I was just walking, and you looked to be trying to get people's attention, but you didn't seem to be, having, well, luck. But that doesn't mean that you weren't earlier. The longer I went on, the less and less I could bear to look in her eye. I peter off at the end and leave an awkward silence that hangs in the air. After a few moments, I dare to turn my eyes back to her, who, to my surprise, is smiling warmly. And she's got a little bit... Her eyes changed a little bit. What were you? Boop.
You have a very kind heart.
She says simply as...
You got a refractor shard. Floggies
Genuineness eking through the simple words.
Thank you.
I don't know if that's an actual word.
Stream is going okay,
Genuineness.
Zero.
Thanks, Lord. We're playing a game that I had some involvement in. Gaikokujin Sensei, otherwise known as Foreigner Teacher. We just started. Just in time.
It is an actual word.
Genuineness eking through the simple words. This catches me off guard, that I blush slightly. Another short silence passes before I speak again. So, what is this exactly? As if breaking out of trance, the lady lets out a surprised noise.
Oh, right. We are Inga Step.
I raise my eyebrow. Nani? Inga Step? The lady nods.
Basically, we're an intercultural teaching company that's located out of Japan. Tell me, do you have a bachelor's degree?
A bachelor's degree? Yeah, but it's not in teaching, it's... Seemingly relieved, she cuts me off.
That's perfectly all right. As long as you have a bachelor's, it really doesn't matter in what.
They don't do that here. They don't do like bachelor's or anything like that. I just have a degree in computer engineering. So I don't even know how I would explain that. I look as if she has 3 heads. So you're saying that to teach, I don't need a teaching degree or certificate? That's not 100% true. So context, Brandon has taught in Japan twice as an English teacher. I almost did it myself because when I was having a hard time finding IT jobs, he said, you know, they're going to be doing a hiring blitz in Canada. You don't need a teaching degree to apply, but you have to get one if you get accepted, essentially. I thought about applying for it. I actually ended up not doing it. I missed the deadline or when the pilot project was available. But yes, you do need a teaching degree. It's just like a very entry-level one. Like you go to college for like a semester and you can get it. It's stupid easy. But yeah, no, I considered teaching in Japan for a year because I couldn't find work otherwise. A lot of people actually end up doing that. So, because they need English teachers really badly.
That's right. To be fair, you really wouldn't be the main teacher per se. You'd be an assistant language teacher.
I cross my arms, showing my confusion. And what's the difference?
Well, you wouldn't be grading tests or anything like that. You'd just be helping reinforce the students' English they already know.
And that's kind of true because, like, even though, like, Brandon was the teacher, like, he was, like, grading tests and doing all the stuff a teacher does, you actually don't need any Japanese to do this job. Because it's like, over here they have a type of school called French immersion, where they only speak in French to you in every subject, except English. So for the English class, you only speak to them in English. You only speak to your students in English. You do not speak to them in Japanese, even if you know Japanese. So that's the way the Japanese people teach English, by just speaking it the whole time, which is a smart idea. But I don't know if I'd be able to do that. That seems really difficult. But yeah, you don't need to know. Japanese is not required to do this job. So anybody can literally do this job. Get a teaching degree, go to Japan. You live there for a year, literally 12 months. And like they give you a place to stay, all that stuff. And you just teach English for, I believe it's like a total of 11 months because they don't get much time off. So, but yeah, that's what you do. And it's usually like middle school is what you're teaching. So, yeah. And Brandon said he just absolutely loved those kids.
Is that sarcasm or no?
Because middle schoolers are literally the worst. They all think they're tough shit. Anyways. So it's for English. I think to myself for a moment. Me? An English teacher? I want to laugh, but I also don't want to offend the lady in front of me. I'm not sure I'd be the best option for an English teacher. I mean, I've never... Before I can continue, though, she cuts me off.
Oh, that's not a problem. Many of our best teachers come from completely non-teaching backgrounds.
Wow, she really was doing the hard sell. So, do you have a business card or a website? Woman seems to let out a small sigh as she places a smile once again on her face. I also love how, like, he didn't ask if they had social media, and I think that's because Brandon was aiming for an early 2000s vibe with this game, because he's a huge fan of that late 90s, early 2000s anime, which I can't blame him for. It's an era that I grew up in, so.
Of course.
She walks over to her kiosk for a moment, only to come back holding a business card.
I don't believe we've been properly introduced. My name is Yuriko.
Hi, Yuriko. Oh, I'm seriously, bro? She continues to smile at me. She shifted her eyes down for that.
That's a lovely name.
Thanks. I chose it myself like 15 minutes ago. I find myself blushing again. I cut off the awkwardness. I keep the conversation up. So, nice to meet you. Smooth, seriously, bro. Real smooth. So you're saying that this job, you said it's located out of Japan? There's a soft chuckle. So what? Would I have to pack up my stuff and move to Japan?
Essentially.
Haha, that's... Wait, really?
Of course. You'd be teaching in a Japanese school after all.
What? Seriously?
Mm-hmm. Oh, but then again, I don't want to be presumptuous. But you probably have a wife or children, correct? So it may not be an option.
I shake my head. No, none to speak of.
Oh, well, that certainly would make it easier.
First time I've ever heard someone say being by themselves was a good thing. As if sensing my doubt, she speaks again.
I know taking a move to another country is a big deal, but it's also very rewarding.
Was English conversion teacher? Ah, a conversation. Ah, okay, I see. Conversation teachers. Yes, English conversation. That makes sense. I think that's what they call it over there in Japan. Because it's like, it's not the regular English class. It's like an English class up that the students can choose, I think. Like if they're like serious about being bilingual. Which, you don't have to be bilingual in Japan, but with more and more people moving there, it's becoming more and more on demand that you know how to speak some English. So, these kind of jobs where people from, North America are being hired to teach kids in Japan English is becoming a higher demand. So, it's like, the way I look at this job is like taking a job in the military. Except it's a lot less work. And you don't have to be, a strong, independent woman/man to be able to do it. Kind of the same idea. You just got to be in Japan for like 12 months. It's crazy. I almost did it just because I wanted to see Japan. I saw it as like a free year-long vacation to Japan, but I have to teach. So I was like, I could deal with that.
We would love it if you at least just thought about it. We obviously don't need an answer now. If you have any questions, though, please feel free to call me at that number.
Oh, I'll call you. And no, I'll answer this now. You can't date her.
I presumed as much, considering I figured the 4 girls on the front were the options.
Too bad, but you can't.
What, no secret 5th?
I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, because I've been told some stuff. I don't know everything, but I've been told some stuff. She gestures to the business card I'm still holding in my hand. Right, thanks. Seeing as she basically hijacked that entire conversation, it was nearly impossible to get a word in edgewise. That lady was a pretty damn good saleswoman. I'll I'll think about it.
That's all we ask. It's been wonderful meeting you, and I hope to see you in the future.
Oh, you'll see me in the future. She bows again. Right, you too. I give a terribly awkward half bow. And with that, she turns back her attention now on other people wandering in the mall. I take a few steps away before I glance at the business card one more time before shaking my head and shoving it in my pocket. Ha! Me? An English teacher? Okay, sure. I let out an exasperated sigh and then continue my journey to the mall employment. To mall employment. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I saw your thing light up, but you weren't talking, so I wasn't sure if I messed up.
No, you're good.
Okay.
I mean, you didn't have any troubles hearing me, so.
Yeah. I actually just switched myself over to over my Discord over to NVIDIA Broadcast, so because it was doing that thing where your mic was doing when you were talking, it was doing a lot of background noise, so that's cut that out now. So it's a headset thing. One second here. Okay. For it seems like an eternity, I managed to get back to my apartment. Ow, my everything. Sky, get out of here!
What?
That's literally something she would say.
Oh. I was like, she didn't pop up on the show. What the fuck are you talking about?
I say as if I were an old man. I mean, sometimes Sky is an old lady. To be fair, I scoured one of the largest malls in America for over 8 hours. I think I'm allowed to be exhausted. And despite that, not a single person was hiring. I say no one in particular as I sigh loudly. I say to no one in particular, sorry. I flop on the bed, unceremoniously, as I lay my arm over my forehead. I just, sometimes I read the words, and I'm like, I have to remind myself that despite the fact that you don't need a teaching ability, Brendan is an English major, so this makes sense. Seeing words like unceremoniously, just those kind of like verby words. All right. It seems that over the past few weeks, I have been slowly lowering my standards on what job I would take. First, it was only jobs in my field. Then it was jobs at an equal pay rate. Now it was just jobs in the damn mall. Oh, how the mediocre have fallen. I moved my arm away from my forehead to reach my pocket. I fished around for my phone before finally reaching my prize. Yanking it free.
Honestly, I'm surprised he didn't at least ask for, like, hourly rate.
Yeah, no. Yanking it free, a small piece of paper comes with it. My attention is drawn to the paper. Oh, it's a business card from that lady. Sorry, someone's messaging me. Okay. What was her name? A moment later, her name comes to mind. Right, Yuriko. I scrutinize? Is that the right place to put that? I don't know. I scrutinize the card. Looking at it, every piece of information on the bottom is the website URL. Using my free hand, I search for the website on my phone. Looking over it, the company seems to be pretty legit. Been around for 25 years, blah, blah, blah. I scroll through the pages. In it are pictures of people in suits in front of a classroom, smiling and laughing. I mean, it doesn't look like a terrible job, but do I really even want to consider leaving the country just for a job? So this is the first choice.
Huh.
So I'm just gonna call this save. Well, this is like old school adventure games. You can name your save. I'm just gonna call this one Bad End.
Oh, so it's basically just an immediate red flag.
Yeah. Save button. There we go. And turn. Just want to make sure it actually saved. Yeah, it did. Okay. Okay, there's multiple pages. Okay, return. So, couldn't hurt just to apply. Haha, I'm not that desperate. I mean, there's no way I could just up and leave my home. There's no way. I'm sure I can find a job somewhere around here. Excuse me, would you like to try our new chicken? The customer ignores me and passes me by, seemingly annoyed at my attempt. I do my best not to sigh. After weeks and weeks of searching, a job finally opens up, the sample giver at the mall food court. It's far below what I was hoping I could get, but at the point I was at, the bills were coming due and I had zero income. I try again. This time a customer does indeed take a sample. The fact that they do doesn't make me happy, but at least it's something. At this point in my life, I should be in a cushy side office, but I guess working in a mall food court isn't so bad. It could be worse, right?
I mean, it definitely could be.
So there we go. That's the bad ending.
Like, it probably doesn't pay the best, but income's income, especially in this economy.
That was a great game. I like the part where we all died.
The end.
The end. The end. All right. Enough of that shit. Let's go back.
1 hour stream.
Let's load the game.
Yeah.
Okay, and load. Where's the... Load? Oh, you have to click on the... Okay, you have to click on the image. Okay. All right. It couldn't hurt just to apply. I mean, it's not like I'm going to get the job or anything, but what the hell? It seriously couldn't hurt just to apply. I pick myself up off the bed and I head over towards my computer. I boot up the computer and make my way over to the website. I pull up my resume, giving it a quick once-over before I attach it to the website's application. SpongeBob, that didn't help at all! They ask some general questions on the application, such as name, location, and then some weird ones like, do you have a visible tattoo? Yakuza! Oh, you'll never guess what I picked up today.
What'd you pick up?
I got a notification. I follow Cheapy D or Cheap Ass Gamer on Twitter, and they always give like good deals on like games and stuff. And they're like, the Yakuza Remaster Collection is on sale on PSN for $20. I was like, oh hell yeah! I don't have Yakuza 3, 4, or 5 remastered, so I thought, fuck it, I'll buy them. And it was $20, so I have those now.
Nice.
They're also on PC, but I think the PC sale isn't as good as the PlayStation one, so I took the PlayStation one over it. Besides, I played all the Yakuza games. All my Yakuza games are already on PlayStation, so just as easier that way. Anyways. Either way, in about 15 minutes, I finished it. I hesitate only for a moment before hitting the send button. As if what I did required some sort of large effort, I stretched and put my hands behind my head, leaning back in my chair. So, Japan, huh? I let out a yawn, interrupting my thoughts. Ugh, I actually had to yawn. Oh. Oh man, I'm exhausted. I pull myself forward, crossing my arms in front of me, as I lay my head on them. Usually there was a pillow on my desk. I just need a second to rest. I'll get ready for bed in just... I feel my eyelids start to close, even as my words start to slow down. I groggingly open my eyes.
I said reminds me of you.
Shush. I feel a crick in my neck as I slowly start to sit up. Ugh. I fell asleep at my desk? Jeez, I can't remember the last time I did that. I glance over the clock.
Like you.
I glance over the clock on my cell phone. It says 3:30 a.m. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. I don't want to hear it from somebody whose sleep schedule is way fucking worse than mine.
On purpose.
God damn it. As I'm about to turn off the cell phone, the other thing catches my eye. An email notification. Probably another spam email. I say to myself with a sigh, but I open it out of habit. To my surprise, I see the word Ingustep on the receiving email address. Wow, they sure rejected me fast. I mumble this to myself. I open the email, still half awake. The email reads as follows. Thank you so much for your interest in teaching abroad. We are happy to inform you that our initial assessment deems you to be a qualified candidate. We would very much like for you to come for an interview, as well as a mock lesson. We have enclosed all the rules and guidelines for your lesson. We look forward to seeing you at the interview. The email ends there. For a moment, the email didn't seem to process. Finally, the words filter in my brain. Wait, they're seriously interested? I run my hand through my hair. Great, now I have to do a mock lesson, whatever the hell that is. This time, I really do turn off the phone as I get off my chair and climb over to my bed. As I slide beneath the covers, I let myself have a soft chuckle. Yeah, me, an English teacher. That'll be the day. I think to myself as I once again let sleep overtake me. Hey, it's the intro I made. It's heavily compressed because it had to be converted to MPEG.
Oh, that's cute art.
The artist who did the characters on this was really good. Wish this hadn't been so compressed, switching it to MPEG. I just reminded us of behind the scenes stuff that I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about, but if I am, I will mention it another time. And the game truly begins. And that is where the demo would end when it was released.
And this one didn't take 3 streams to do.
This one, I don't have to voice any other characters except me. So
there's also a great deal less dialogue also, to be fair.
Yeah, no, exactly. So from this point on, this is all new to me. So here we go. I can't believe it. Somehow I ended up in Japan. Seriously, how the hell did this even happen? The past few months went by in a blur. It felt like just yesterday I was talking to a lady in the mall, and now I'm actually in another country. I didn't think for a minute after the mock class presentation that they would want me, but, well, here I am. And it wasn't like any other job was beating down my door. Hell, I had to take out a loan just to afford my first month of housing here. But still, I have a job. That's something, right? Oh, right. Speaking of which, I should probably let my job know that I arrive here okay. I pull out my phone and dial the number they gave me. There's no response on the other end. In fact, it doesn't even make a ringing sound. Confused, I look at the phone itself. No bars. Suddenly, I feel like hitting myself in the head. Right, of course there wouldn't be service. I'm in another country. Placing the phone back in my pocket, I look around for a payphone. Luckily for me, they seem to have a lot more payphones than they do in America. After fishing some yen out of my pocket, I got some currency converted before coming over. I walk over to a payphone and make a call to the number on the card. Okay. Hello, yes, it's seriously, bro? Yes, I'm here in Japan. Right. I'll be there tomorrow. The man on the other end basically welcomes me to Japan and tells me that the first day of introductions will be tomorrow in a town quite a ways away. Apparently, by bullet train, it will take about 3 hours. Bullet train, huh? Yeah. Yeah, and there's a lot of... That's another thing about Japan, why they need a lot of English teachers. There's so many little, like, prefectures and stuff with their own schools. So, like, there's lots and lots and lots of opportunity. I did some research before coming and found out these things could reach over 200 miles per hour. That's a hell of a lot faster than our trains in America. I headed towards the baggage retrieval area and looked for my bags. I breathed an immense sigh of relief upon seeing my large black bag on the turnstile. I had no idea what I would have done if I'd lost that. It was basically everything I had left. Anything that was too large to bring along, I either had sold or donated in. And of course, I was renting the apartment. It kind of actually made me feel like a hobo. A suit-wearing hobo. A suit-wearing hobo. Let me drink some water here. Okay. Now that I have my luggage, there's only one thing left to do, and that is to get my ticket for the bullet train. There's only one problem. I don't speak a word of Japanese. The strange thing was, I told them this several times during the interview process, and they told me that wasn't an issue. I assume they meant for the job, but in terms of getting around, it might pose a problem. Luckily for me, Tokyo Airport seemed to have a lot of English posted all around. Just in case, though, I pull out my little Japanese phrase book I purchased at the bookstore at the mall. Following the signs, I eventually make it to what appears to be a train station ticket window. I see a younger man in the desk. I flip through my phrase book. I clear my throat. Sumimasen, aigo harimashika. This is where I break, because I don't know.
Would you like help?
Yes.
Sumimasen, eigo no hanashimasu ga.
Hanashimasu. Okay. I'm probably mispronouncing this badly, that I must be making this poor guy shudder. To my surprise, though, he merely smiles.
Yes, sir. I do speak English.
He says that with a bit of an accent, but far better than anything I could do in Japanese. Oh, thank God. I'm sorry if I butchered that.
It's fine, sir. It wasn't that bad. First time in Japan?
I scratched the back of my head. Is that obvious?
Oh, I apologize. I meant no offense.
Huh? Oh, no, none taken. Now I feel bad. But I'd like a ticket too. I checked the piece of paper that I printed out with the address. Rather than a butchered name, I figured it would just be easier to show him the paper. Here. I say as I push the paper over to him. He looks over the paper a moment before smiling again.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
He checks his computer for a moment.
It seems there's only one more train leaving there today. It leaves in 30 minutes.
30 minutes? And I assume that the next train doesn't leave until morning?
That's correct.
Damn, I was hoping to catch an overnight train to avoid having to stay in a hotel tonight, but I guess I can't be helped. Sure, that's fine. I give him a small smile as I pay for my ticket. Thanking him, I take it as well as my luggage and head for the train station. Following the signs, I quickly enough arrive at the station. I check the sign, which thankfully was in English. Pulling my suitcase along, I make my way to the train car and sit down, letting out an audible exhale as I do. Made it. According to the ticket seller, the trip itself is indeed about 3 hours, which means I have nothing to do but sit here and wait. I pull out a book I had been reading earlier on the airplane. I only had a few chapters left, so I figured I might as well finish it. All right, Aqua, I'll save. On page 2.
Bye, Aqua. Oh, you're really not going anywhere.
Yeah, she's really not going anywhere. Yes, but don't abuse it. You won't be getting your points back. And also, if anybody abuses it, Kurama will time you out. Don't upset me or the Dragon Lady.
Especially the Dragon Lady.
Especially the Dragon Lady. Alright. I seem to get lost in the story as the scenery passes around me, the barely audible rambling of the train in the background. I'm shaken out of my senses by the sound of the train stopping. Turning my head towards my phone, I can see 3 hours has indeed passed me by. Muttering a quick curse under my breath, I grab my suitcase and make a beeline for the exit of the train. Phew! I let myself breathe again. That was close. Catching my bags, I step off the platform and into the streets. Then, as I stand there, I realize another problem. Oh, wait a minute. Is there a hotel around here? I quietly ask myself. The first thing I notice is I look around and there's a lot less English everywhere. Seems to be limited to street signs as well as some buildings. I feel a slight sense of panic set in. Okay, calm down. Seriously, bro? There's got to be some sort of brochure or... That worked out too well. That worked out too well. Nope, no such luck. Great, guess that means I'm walking. I pick up my 2 heavy suitcases and begin to wander around town. The gods must be smiling on me or something, because after only 5 minutes of walking, I come across what has to be a hotel. Either they're going to have a room, or hopefully they know who will. As I make my way into the hotel's entrance, I'm greeted by an older lady with a smile.
Konbanwa, o genki desu ka?
I inwardly cringe as I have no idea what she's saying. I try to remember the words from earlier. Unfortunately, I can only remember one. Egil?
You got a refractor shard.
Thank you,
Nightman 39 cheered. X11. The Adventures of Dante from the Devil May Cry series. Specifically not from DMC, and not the second game either. Definitely not the first game.
Nightman. And Aqua Hydrate, you got it. Definitely not the first game. Oh, God.
Ishin.
She put up her hand as if to tell me to wait. She quickly walks out to the back. Within a few moments, a younger girl comes in. She can't be more than 15.
Hello, sorry. I don't speak much English. I'll help.
Despite her English being broken, I can very well judge her on it, considering my lack of any Japanese. I can't very well judge her on it, considering my lack of Japanese. Oh no, it's okay. I stopped for a minute as I realized I should probably slow down not to overwhelm her. I need a room. How much? The girl seems to be listening intently before nodding.
Yes, we have room. 10,000 yen.
10,000 yen? It's $100. I try
It's
to
not
remember
bad at all, honestly.
currency conversion in my head. That's about a little less than $100 for a night. About what I expected. Well, this is a nicer hotel. You can get business hotels that cost like nothing, like $80, $70, $80 a night. They're very small rooms, but they're big enough to have a bed, a TV, and like a full shower. So, yes,
The essentials. Basically.
I am drinking aqua. Not you, though.
Maybe if she behaves.
Yes, if she behaves. I nod. That is okay. The girl seems relieved that I'm not overwhelming her with English and smiles at me.
Is that good? Passport, please?
I'm taken aback for a moment, but I soon shake it off as that has to be just a Japanese custom. Shrugging, I hand her the 10,000 yen note and my passport. She bows and leaves for a moment before coming back.
Thank you. Room 203.
She says the numbers individually instead of trying to say 203. Grabbing my suitcase, I take the elevator located at the back of the lobby. Did she say 203 or 203?
Thank you. Room
203, probably.
She said 203.
Oh.
It should be 203, but... Getting off at the second floor, I soon find my room. Opening the door, I step inside and immediately drop off my suitcase. Cases. I shake my hands to get feeling back into them. I didn't exactly walk a long way, but when you carry your entire life in 2 suitcases, they get pretty heavy.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's
Suitcases can get very heavy.
That's a that's a very metaphorical. Flopping down the bed, I begin to collect my thoughts for a moment. What time would it be back home right now? I glance at the clock to my right. It's about 6 p.m. now, so that would make it about 5 a.m. in America. Strangely enough, I don't really feel super tired, probably because I took a nap on the plane. Still, though, I'm dreading the time when Mr. Jetlag will rear his ugly head. Until then, however, I should probably do something. After all, I can't just sit in this hotel room for around 4 hours. True, the sun has begun to set, but I came all the way to another country. I should probably at least try to take a short stroll around the area. Besides, I haven't eaten anything or had a drink since the plane. Maybe there's something around here. I gather my small messenger bag and make my way back to the lobby. As I step out of the elevator, I notice the elderly woman is back at her post. Seeing me exit, she gives me a large smile. I give him a head nod.
Basically, not. Wait, him?
Yeah, that's what. Him? I give him a head nod? I mean.
It earlier specified her as female, so that's a thing to jot down to pass towards him.
I mean, if they're trying to be progressive, I appreciate it, but I don't think that was.
I don't think that's the intention.
I can already see the patch notes. I struggle to remember the word. Arigato. I say incredibly awkwardly. The old lady smiles wider and nods back.
問題ないです.
I force a smile and head outside. This might be harder than I thought. I say to myself as I imagine all the possible awkward conversations to come. Well, let's see what we've got here. I take the first few steps away from the hotel, making a mental note of where the hotel is. This mental note will be useless. I'm going to get hopelessly lost. Sounds like me.
My brain's weird when it comes to maps. Like, I have trouble with real life maps, but like game maps, I have no trouble with at all.
Game maps I'm fine with, but game maps are different than actual maps. My dad forced me to learn how to read a proper map, which is a good skill to have because you never know when, Google decides it doesn't know where you are. And having a paper map doesn't hurt, and I do have a couple in my car. But yeah, no, it's something that I've a skill that I was forced on me, but I'm glad I learned it.
Yeah, I will, however, note that my brain is very different when it comes to in-game maps with the ones that rotate with you or the ones that are static.
And again, go ahead.
I hate the ones that move with where your character is looking.
Yeah, no, I prefer the static ones too. And just another example of this game being from the mindset of the early 2000s, he doesn't think to take out his phone and look up stuff on maps or just Google stuff.
Mm-hmm. Or just to leave like a pin there on Google Maps.
Just in case, I take out a pen and write the address on a notebook I have in my messenger bag. You would not do that. You would take out your phone and go to I don't know, Notepad, Google Docs, something, and write down that information in there. A pen and a notebook. Brandon's only slightly older than me, and I think he's starting to show that his age. Unless this game actually takes place then, I know it's meant to, but I don't know if it actually does. Because we have cell phones and stuff in this world, so. I mean, they did have cell phones back then, but they weren't that great. Satisfied that even if I get lost, I'll be able to make it back with the help of a taxi or something. I venture forth. I begin to walk around town looking at all the different stores, shops, and businesses that line the streets. Half the stores have names in kanji, so I wouldn't even begin to figure out what they sell. Others seem to sell weird fishy food items. At least I think it's fish. But to be honest, I'd like to play a place to sit down and maybe have some food I recognize. After what feels like an eternity of wandering aimlessly, I finally come across a building almost tucked away in an alley that looks like a cafe. I let out a relieved sigh as I head towards the door. As I open it, I'm surprised to hear an old-timey door chime. I take a look inside. Wow, it's really packed. Yes,
now
it's really packed.
Order in Japanese.
It's so packed in here. All the non-people sitting down in those empty tables. I wouldn't assume this cafe on the side alley like this would be so popular. To my surprise, only a few moments after I walk in, I'm approached by what I assume to be a waiter.
Konbanwa.
I bow slightly. Konbanwa. I looked up and say good evening literally 10 seconds before entering the cafe. The waiter holds up one finger.
Kyo wa hitori desu ka?
Unsure what the hell they just said, but with the finger I assume he means something like one person. I merely nod. The waiter nods back and looks around, scouring the tables. Nearly everyone seems to be full, however. Finally, though, a look of relief passes over his face as he notices a table in the corner. He then gestures for me to follow. Nodding, I follow him to the table. As I approach the table, I realize the table already seems to have an occupant. The person sitting at the table appears to be a woman in her mid to late 20s. Her green hair comes down to her neck and goes out in a flip. The thing that almost makes me laugh, though, is the one long stray chunk of hair that sticks out in a curl. She seems to be lost in thought as she's writing something in a notebook at her seat. Sensing someone approaching, she glances up at first at the waiter and then at me. As I look at her eyes, I notice that they're vibrantly bright green. The waiter says something to her in Japanese that I can't hope to understand. After letting out a very audible sigh, she lets out a hi hi and waves him away. The waiter bows appreciatively and gestures for me to sit down. I do so, and he hands me a menu. Bowing, he walks away, leaving me alone with the woman. As I glance at the menu, I notice the woman is doing her best to go back to her writing. Every few seconds, though, I can't help but glance at her. I try my best to do so covertly so that she doesn't notice. After about a third time, though, I look back at her and notice she's staring directly at me, a look of irritation on her face. I flinch.
Nani? Watashi no kao ni nanika ga arimasu ka?
I stare at her blankly for a moment. She rolls her eyes as she places her pen down and crosses her arms on the table.
Let's try this another way. You speak English?
I nearly fall out of my chair from hearing this. Yeah, I speak English. I didn't... She exhales audibly.
Oh, I figured as much. I guess I shouldn't have expected a foreigner to speak Japanese.
Well, I mean, I just got here literally today.
Oh, well that definitely explains it.
You have a country accent?
She probably is, she probably has a Kansai accent, and, you know, the equivalent of that is like...
Yeah, country bumpkin.
Southern,
all that.
Yeah.
That doesn't answer my question, though. Why were you staring at me?
I shift uncomfortably. Oh, I was just...
I know, it's incredibly hard to look away from someone as beautiful as me.
Modest, too. She says as she moves her hand through her hair.
But you really shouldn't stare at girls so much. It's not polite. In Japan, you have to ask a girl permission to stare at them.
Wait, you do? Is that true? I mean, I don't know the customs of Japan. Sorry if I made you uncomfortable or anything. After a few moments, she raised an eyebrow.
You just took that seriously?
Wait, what? To my surprise, she then picks up a straw and pokes me in the forehead with it.
Don't be so gullible.
I like that grin.
Oh, she was joking, I guess. Yeah, you like your like little like
little thing out.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Judging by your accent, I'm going to say American. What are you doing here?
Oh yeah, I'm American. You can just tell from my accent. The woman smiles smugly.
What can I say? I'm just that amazing.
She pauses for a second.
Well, you don't seem like you're here for fun.
She says, eyeing over my business suit.
So I'm going to say you're here for a job. English teacher?
Once again, I'm shocked. Yeah, you're right. She leans her hand on her chin.
Of course I am.
How did you ever guess that? She turns her eyes back to mine and gives me a condescending look.
Well, if you were a big business guy, you'd be in Tokyo. For a town like this, I'd say teacher sounds about right.
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah.
Besides...
She sits up, crossing her arms under her chest as she gives me a grin, her snaggletooth resting over her lip. Snaggletooth.
Your lack of Japanese gives it away.
I make an irritated noise, which she catches. and proceeds to raise her hand to her face and laugh behind her hand softly. Is she seriously trying to piss me off? Because if she is, she's definitely getting there. Still, it's my first day. I better play it cool. I thought maybe I'd try something else. Oh, by the way, my name is... Seriously, bro? What's yours? She waves her hands dismissively.
I don't believe I asked for your name. So many men give me their name. I couldn't possibly give it out to all of them.
Oh, does that mean you get with a lot of men? The moment I say this, I realize how bad it sounds. Immediately, her face turns bright red as her entire composure changes. She stands up suddenly.
What are you asking?
She asked this louder than she probably should, as a few people turn her head and hear the noise.
Are you insinuating that I'm some kind of...
She leans on the table, her face now only about a foot away from mine. I put up my hands defensively. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that. She must see how pale my face is in my sincerity. As after a moment, her face begins to turn back to normal. The woman then proceeds to sit down. She crossed her arms under her chest. An awkward moment passes. Great. First person you talk to in Japan in a real conversation, you basically ask her if she sleeps around. Great job. Seriously, bro? Oh, fuck.
You're moving yourself.
Oh, God. You're just making all kinds of friends. Look, I'm really, really sorry. I just got flustered, and her head still turned sideways to me. She turns her eye back and sees me flailing. She lets out a sigh.
You know, normally that kind of talk would get you a drink poured on your head.
Yep, pretty much the same in America, too. I answered defeated.
I'll let it slide. Just this once. If anything, I assume you meant to give me a compliment.
Full of yourself much? Of course I did. I answer reflexively. A moment of silence goes before I feel a poke on my leg. I immediately turn back to the woman, who seems to have gone back to her menu. I feel it again. Is she poking me in the leg? I look at her hands, which are both preoccupied with the menu. I feel like asking her, are you touching my leg? But considering the fiasco that just took place, I have a feeling that might end with her actually pouring something on my head. I'll just ignore it. Ignore it. Come on, seriously, bro. Ignore it. That's it. I can't take it. Check my head under the table. What I see nearly causes me to jump up. Poking me in the leg is the most adorable rabbit I've seen in my life. Aww.
Where's Tori when you need her?
Yeah, where is she? How do I turn the thing off? Maybe I can't turn this off.
What's she trying to do?
trying to turn the thing off so we can get the full image, but this game might not allow you to do that. Like turn the text box off.
That'd be weird. Why are there 2 saves?
Oh, because I saved a second time.
Well, no. I mean on the bottom.
That's quick save.
Ah, okay.
See, this is Q save. Yeah.
I don't see the Q because it's slightly cut off at the bottom.
As I turn my head down to it, it merely tilts its own head directly at me, with what I can only describe as a large smile on its face. It pokes me in the leg again, and this time making a soft chew noise. Aww! Do you hear that? Did you hear that, hon?
I did not.
Okay, let me go back.
Phew.
There it is, yeah.
Funny. Chew!
Funny.
I try to resist the lure of the adorable bunny, but I fail miserably. Without even thinking much about it, I reach down and pick up the rabbit. Oh my goodness, where did you come from? You're so cute! I know it's not the manliest thing ever, but I can't help it. I love rabbits. I always have, ever since I was little, when I used to have one named Mr. Stuffykins. Miss Stuffykins. Miss Stuffykins. Miss Stuffykins. Moving on.
I mean, in fairness, he did say he was a kid, so.
True. However, the moment I lifted the rabbit up, the woman's face goes pale. She looks over at something on her seat and then immediately turns back to me.
Hey! Give me her!
As she says this, her tone changes drastically. It goes from an in control, more adult voice to almost that of a child whose toy was taken away. She frantically looks side to side to make sure no one is watching. I look from her to the rabbit.
Yes, the rabbit! Please give her back to me!
The request is even more frantic now. Oh, is she yours? She's adorable. As if the rabbit can hear me say this, it smiles at me. I must have been imagining things, but I swear it slightly blushed. The girl is now beet red. The girl, now beet red, is frantically reaching across the table to grab the rabbit from my hands. Oh, right, sorry. I say this almost as if I were in a trance before slowly handing the rabbit over to the woman. The second I get within range, she snatches forward and grabs the rabbit. Grabs the rabbit, sorry. Words are hard. Indeed. As soon as the rabbit is in her hand, she seems to calm down slightly. She then turns to the rabbit.
Uso, what have I told you about staying in the bag?
She asks in a chastising tone. I can't help but snicker at the scene. The woman turns her head back to me. Oh crap, I think she heard me.
It's not funny!
Right, sorry. I say, holding my hands up defensively. We must have caused quite a commotion as a few moments later the waiter from earlier walks by. Fortunately, the woman doesn't see him as she is still holding the rabbit. The waiter, looking irritated, begins talking to her sternly. I can't understand the words they're saying, but it seems like he's not happy with her bringing in the rabbit. I let the sweet irony of her being in trouble soak in for a moment. I'm really sorely tempted to leave her like this, but stupid me, I can't say no to a person in need. Quickly, I pull out my Japanese phrase book and look for the phrase I'm looking for. After about 10 seconds, I find it while they're still arguing. Sumimasen, I say loud, more so than probably necessary. Sumimasen! This causes both of them to stop and turn to me. Embarrassed, I repeat the phrase I looked up. Kore wa watashi no usagi desu. Gomen. This is my rabbit. Sorry. The two of them blink in unison as the waiter then turns back to the woman. He says something to her in Japanese. She turns her eyes back to me and then back to him before nodding once again. She says simply. The waiter looks to me and let out a sigh and then turns back to her saying something else. Now once again blushing, she turns back to me.
The waiter says, I know you probably don't know Japanese customs, but please don't bring animals into the restaurant.
Can you tell him that I'm sorry? I just came from America and she was scared from the trip and I didn't want to leave her alone. Tentatively, she turns back to the waiter and translates what I just said. The waiter looks back at me and then nods. He says one more thing to the woman.
He says it's okay. Just don't do it next time.
Of course. I didn't know. Look at me, lying my butt off. Mom would have been so proud. I see that, Aqua.
Once you do.
Miss Stuff McKins.
Yes, I saw that. I see it.
With the look of exasperation, the man takes our orders. The woman
if you don't want to get calls out for it, don't type it, Aqua.
Yeah, exactly. See, this is what I've been saying. She never learns.
Well, she's doing it entirely on purpose to get called out.
The woman places an order in Japanese. I struggle just pointing to the item I want. Sure about that? Sure about that, Aqua?
It's too bad deleting comments is an immediate 10-minute timeout. Yes, you got a reaction, Aqua.
It was funny. Don't worry, you'll get it later. Upon taking our orders, the waiter leaves. What follows is a long silence. The woman places the rabbit back in the bag as she continues to do her best to look away from me. Still looking at me sideways, she focuses one of her pupils on me.
I didn't ask you to do that.
She mumbles. I pause for a second. I'm sorry?
I said I didn't ask you to do that.
She said again, this time with less mumbling. You're welcome? I said incredulously. You're welcome. She makes it... Oh, did the sound for me. Okay.
I like how it happened exactly as you reached that point in the line, too.
Hold on. Let's try this. She makes a sound as she turns her head away from me again, this time a tinge of pink on her cheeks. We sit in awkward silence for a few minutes before the waiter comes back with our selection. I noticed, however, the woman's is wrapped up in a bag.
Sorry, I'm taking mine to go.
She says in her best attempt to keep her composure. She stands up from the table. Before she leaves, she hands the waiter some money and says something to him in Japanese. The waiter nods and then, taking the money, walks away. The woman hitches the bag containing the rabbit on her shoulder. Well, that's a fine way to thank someone. Give them the cold shoulder, and then just leave. She walks past me, only to stop a few steps away, as if something inside her made her stop. Still standing there, the woman says a single word.
Kotone.
Huh? I ask, incredibly confused. She sighs slightly.
You asked my name, stupid. It's Kotone.
And before I can even say anything to the woman who just labeled herself as Kotone, exits the cafe for real. As soon as this sinks in, I can't help but smirk as I pick up my cup of coffee and take a small sip. After about 20 minutes, I finish my light snack and coffee. Once I'm done, I try to get the waiter's attention. I silently raise my hand at first, but that doesn't seem to work. What am I doing wrong? Looking around the room, I see several other people doing the same, but also adding aloud, sumimasen. Well, when in Rome, or Japan, I raise my hand tentatively. Sumimasen! I say loudly. A few moments later, the waiter returns.
Owarimasu ka?
Hi. I say, extremely unsure. The waiter nods and then proceeds to take my plate. Later, reach my pocket for my wallet before I can. However, he puts his free hand towards me.
大丈夫です。彼女は支払いました。
Once again, try to reach for my wallet, confused. He puts a hand in again. He then gestures to the door.
女。
He says again. I tilt my head in confusion as I quickly pull out my Japanese phrase book. The word onna apparently translates to woman. Suddenly, it clicks. Oh my god, he's saying that she paid for me? I can't help but feel a bit of
Raid
warmth.
me,
go through
daddy.
me. Oh my god. Sloppy Sab, thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. Hello. Welcome, everybody. We are playing Gaikokujin no Sensei, otherwise known as Foreigner Teacher, a game that my friend made. I'm involved, and I was partially involved in. So let's see. You did that. Oh, do they not have any clips? Or is it not working?
Well, the first one I accidentally added instead of the exclamation point, so it's possible though.
Well, let's see what happens if I shut it myself. Does it work? No, it's not working. So normally it would play a clip when you do a shout out, but for some reason it's not working. Actually, let me just check real quick. I think I might know what's going on.
Is it borked today?
Okay, let's try. This again and see if it does it. Nope, it's being stupid and not working. Okay, great. Well, normally it plays a clip. I'll have to fix that later. But hey, thanks for stopping by and bringing everybody over. This is a new visual novel called Gaikokujin no Sensei, Foreigner Teacher, made by a friend of mine. It's available on Steam and itch.io if you'd like to try it out. Welcome to the Hunter Base. Time for your checkup. Thank you, Mego Lego Row, for following. Welcome to the Hunter Base. Oh, geez, we're getting really close to 1.4K. Really close. I think 3 away. Yes, I'm the video editor, and I also voice one of the characters. One of the background characters. Put it in your wish list? Ah, thank you. Yes, wish listing it definitely helps. It shows, it allows it to get more promoted and stuff. So thanks, guys, for doing that. Can I post a link to Rose Doodle stream from today? It will be worth the laugh. Let's not post links to other streams right now. I'm gonna focus on the game. But yeah, no. Oh, save. You got it. Save 3. Bam. There we go. And return. Oh, thank you for posting the link to the page. All right, I'll see you later, Aqua. Take care, hon.
Yeah, I don't know his itch, so I just posted the link from that.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. The Steam page is the rate that most people get. So. All right. So, maybe she isn't that bad after all. So by the way, well, yeah, no, not right now. We just, for those of you who just came in here, you guys just missed the character. Yeah, well, right now I'm playing a game, so please don't push the issue. This is the last warning. Oh, please. Thank you. Okay, so we just missed a character, Kotone, that we were talking to here at the cafe. But yeah, you guys we'll probably see her again. So,
considering she was one of the 4 girls on the cover, yes.
Yeah, exactly. I flipped to another page in the book. Wakarimasu. Hearing this, the waiter smiles and bows to me. I give a slight bow back. Gathering my things, I stand up and walk towards the front door. I exhale as I step into the streets. I try to get my bearings and remember the way I came, and it works out exactly as well as I thought it would. Luckily, I'm able to hail a taxi and show him the address I copied down. Within a minute, I'm back at my hotel. After paying the driver, I take the walk of shame to my hotel room. As soon as I get back to the hotel room, even though it's still bright out, I start to feel a bit tired. Not as exhausted as I probably should be, but enough that I can head for bed. Well, tomorrow's my first day at training. Hopefully it won't be a crash and burn experience. Hopefully.
Gaikokujin,
Yeah, no
no
one likes a bad
Sensei.
first day.
That's cool. He did the little bumper thing.
Mm-hmm.
I take a deep sigh as I stare at the looming school in front of me. I can't believe it's my first day of teaching already. I say out loud even though there's nobody around. That week of training went by so fast that I blinked and missed it. I thought I'd get more of a chance to practice teaching, but, well, no such luck. It definitely seems to be more of a throw you in and hope you swim kind of job. Hitching up my messenger bag, I make up my way towards the front door. As I head towards the door, I see a myriad of students making their way to the entrance of the school as well. A few are on their cell phones, but most of them seem to be talking to each other. And it isn't lost on me that there are a large chunk of them glancing towards me and then looking back and giggling or laughing. I feel my cheeks burn slightly as I walk inside. Oh my god.
Hirano.
Hi, Hirano. This is, oh my god. I can't tell if Brandon remembered this joke or not. Or if he was even present for this. So there's an old Power Plays reference that possibly could be here. One year when I went to Anime North with friends, I went with some of my friends from the States came up, including my pal Samurai KH2, or Bobby as he's known. He's also known as Bobby Henshin. He did a radio show on 91.8 The Fan, which is a internet radio station for anime and otaku culture. And he had he had gotten bad sunburn that weekend because he cosplayed Jiraiya and he didn't put any like sunscreen on his face because he thought the face paint would
that's
be enough.
a big fucking mistake.
He thought the face paint would be enough, but it wasn't. And so every time we were playing Mario Party for my channel, and every time like his turn would end, he didn't know what to say, he'd be like, "My face burns." And so that's a bit of a deep cut. I know. I don't even know. It could be a stretch as well, but he did continue to say "my face burns" like at least a year after that as a response when he didn't know what to say anything. So maybe because we both know Samurai, so maybe he was in a chat with him. Anyways, little piece of Power Plays trivia. If you can find also that playthrough of Mario Party 2 was the one where my pal CJ, or Canadian Jutsu, got 3 stars in one turn.
Ow.
So it was the same map we played the other night for VHL.
Last week.
You got a star. He got a high dice roll, like a 9 or a 10. He got to the star for the first little bit of his dice roll. The star appeared like 3 to 4 spaces away from him. And so he got to that. He bought another one. And then when he stopped, he got a mystery box. And in the mystery box was a star. There is...
Fucking call it R, never tell me the odds.
There's a moment, like you can tell the moment when the audio got its loudest, because when he got that 3rd star, the audio went from like being like level to just being a mess of everybody yelling. It's still one of my favorite moments in my Let's Play. It's an old Let's Play. It's from like, that has to have been like 2012, 2013. That was years ago.
Pretty damn close to what happened to me at the very end of that game.
Yeah. No.
I think I got 3 stars, 2 or 3 stars as well.
Yeah. No, totally. But yeah, no, it's yeah, that happened. And but like it was in one dice roll that it happened.
10 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. 10 years, yeah. A while ago. Man, I haven't been to Anime North in a couple of years, and I'm going you know, in a couple weeks, as long as I get my everything situated. I still got to figure some stuff out. But anyways, let's continue the game. With trepidation, I walk up to the receptionist. She spots me nearly immediately. She turns to me and smiles.
Sensei, ohayou gozaimasu.
Seriously, bro-san? She said sensei, I guess, instead.
Yeah.
I remember from training they taught us a few useful Japanese phrases. Apparently, ohayou gozaimasu means good morning. I repeat the phrase back to her with a forced smile. Ohayou gozaimasu. She nods and puts her hand up.
Chotomate kudasai.
Chotomate kudasai. I nod to pretend to understand what she said. I'm pretty sure chotomate means hold on.
One moment. One moment, basically.
She picks up the phone and says something in Japanese. As it seems to be taking a few moments, my eyes wander as I glance at my surroundings. I notice that there'd be a lot of shoe lockers where students are currently changing their shoes from their outside shoes to their school ones. When I see this, the realization hits me. Oh crap, I should be doing the same thing. I glance back at the woman who's still on the phone. Taking a few steps back, I look for an empty shoe locker and take off my dress shoes. Reaching into my bag, I pull out my pair of sneakers I had kept in there. I slide into my sneakers and put the dress shoes in the cabinet. After doing so, I make my way over towards the receptionist. This is so weird. I mutter to myself as I look at my fully suited up self, the ensemble now complete with bright sneakers. This seems to be a good time.
I don't know if they do that for the teachers.
Yeah, well, some of them do.
Well, I'd imagine it'd be the reverse.
Yeah.
You'd wear sneakers to work and then swap into dress shoes.
That's fair. This seems to be good timing, though, as the moment a man arrives down the stairs. Oh, one thing I just want to do real quick. Since her debut is coming up, give Hirano a shout out. And
Dungeons and Dragons too.
Nice. And also, there might have been a somewhat spicy art piece that the two of us posted on Twitter, but you didn't hear it from me. You didn't hear it from me.
Oh, that was Hirano chat? Hirano that?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
nice.
Hirano's new. Yeah.
Slime, very nice.
Slime girl, yeah. Ooh, art, exactly.
Ah, yes, I see it now. Very cute.
This seems to be good timing, though, as a man that, as at that moment, a man arrives from down the stairs. I remember him from a quick introduction the company had with me a while ago. This was the vice principal of the school. He's an older man, but he seems to have calm yet warm air about him.
Ohayou gozaimasu, Sensei. O genki desu ka?
Once again, I'm so very thankful for my training, for at least teaching me those two phrases. Ohayo genki desu. Good morning, I'm fine. I think for a moment. Anata wa? I ask, completely unsure of myself. He smiles back at me.
Hai, genki. Aitte kurusai.
He says as he gestures me to follow him. Nervously, I do so. As I follow him, I notice several students in the hallway glancing at me and giggling, saying things in Japanese to each other, just as they had when I first walked in. Upon reaching a doorway,
Because of the sneakers.
the principal stops. He then motions for me to enter. Slightly shaking, I nod to step into the room. Once I step inside, I notice a large collection of teachers and staff, all either walking around looking incredibly busy with papers in their hands, or sitting at their desk frantically writing. I'm motioned by the principal to an empty desk which has my name on it. I tentatively move over and take a seat. As soon as I get to my seat, the sound of the bell permeates throughout the school. Once the sound subsides, a man at the front of the room says a word in Japanese. Immediately after every single teacher of the room stands up and bows. Confused, I frankly stand up and follow suit. Excuse me.
Ohayou gozaimasu.
Ohayou gozaimasu. They'll say basically in unison. I don't even attempt to say it though. Because by the point I would say anything, it would be far too late. Embarrassed, I sit down as everyone else does the same. The man at the front of the room continues to talk loudly, throwing all sorts of Japanese that it all basically sounds like gibberish to me. It gets to the point where I start to zone out. However, this proves to be a bad idea as the man then turns to me.
Sensei, chugoshu ga onegaishimasu.
Hearing my name, I jerk my head up and then turn towards the front. Some color drains from my face as I realize everyone in the room is now looking at me. True, I was warned during the training that they would want me to do an introduction, but still, until you do it, you never realize just how nerve-wracking it is. As if my feet were made of lead, I make my way towards the front of the room. I try to remember the words I had practiced so many times the night before. I feel as if I'm marching to my death, and there's so many faces staring at me. After the eternity that is the walk, I eventually make it to the front. I take one quick look around the room. It seems that every pair of eyes is staring directly at me. A sharp inhale later, I begin. Ohayo gozaimasu. Watashi wa seriously, bro, desu? I pause for a moment as I think. Amerikajin desu. Watashi no Nihongo ha waryu desu. My Japanese is bad. Demo. I struggled to remember the words I had practiced. Yate imasu. This is where I'm going to be struggling.
Yoroshiku.
Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. I quickly bow after this. I hope to God that wasn't too horrible. To my surprise, I hear applause coming from the teachers. I dare to look back up to see them. To see them smiling at me. My heart is beating 1,000 beats a second as I slowly stand back up. Dragging myself to litter a small smile, I make my way back to my seat. My cheeks are still burning hot as if I finally make it. I'm not sure why, but this was the most embarrassing thing I've ever done in my life. The day's only just begun, and I feel like I need a nap. Luckily for me, now that I have finished my terrible introduction, it seems that everyone's attention is now back to the front of the room. The vice principal talks for a while, and I, of course, have absolutely no idea what he's saying. While he's talking, I pick up my daily schedule and take a look. It seems that I don't have any classes today. All that's really scheduled seems to be the opening ceremony assembly. As the vice principal finishes, everyone seems to be gathering themselves up and heading towards the door. Oh shoot, we're already having the assembly? Quickly, I stand up and follow everyone to the auditorium. And it's exactly as boring as I expect. Because there's absolutely no one here.
Sky was here, she'd stay, she'd smack you.
What was that, sorry?
I said if Sky was here, she'd say she'd smack you.
Listen, it's not just her I give shit.
Yes.
Of course, the entire thing is in Japanese, so I understand approximately 0% of what he just said. I have the strong urge to start dozing off, but I realize how bad that would look on my first day.
Just a little bit.
So I do my best to pretend I'm understanding what he's saying, all while standing at the back of the auditorium with the other teachers. Oh, this reminds me of something. So last night, when I was doing some tech stuff for an upcoming collab with Esky that may be happening next month, I was having some technical problems, so I was listening to podcasts in the background. I was listening to Joe Rogan, and they got this like smelling salts thing. You know that stuff that they put under your nose when you're passed out to make you wake up? Yeah. And so there was a group of them, and they all like just took a light sniff of it, and they were all just like, oh. And apparently,
there's a reason it wakes you right up.
And apparently, some weightlifters, bodybuilders. By the way, the guy who sells us I think his Instagram tag is the gay bodybuilder. So that I thought that was interesting. Right. So apparently, him and other bodybuilders, they do this because it makes your nervous system more alert just before he goes and does lifts. So I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I would want to get this for like times I have to like drive early in the morning, like to go to the airport, and I know that I'm, that I need to be more alert.
I mean, I could probably just use that as like a wake up pick me up, basically.
Yeah, but you smell it for like a good few minutes after you smell it, so it really jolts your senses. It's really strong. So, just a heads up to anybody.
I mean, I
who's looking
figure.
for that. But anyways,
Wonder how much they cost.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but they're sold by, like, if you look up on Instagram, I'm pretty sure it's the gay bodybuilder is his name on Instagram. Pretty sure, and he's affiliated with them. So I thought about picking some up for when I go on a trip next, but I think I'm getting a ride, so I'll be okay. So doing my best to pretend I understand what he's saying, all while standing in the back of the auditorium with the other teachers. Mercifully, the assembly ends with everyone applauding and the students filling out the auditorium. Quickly, before the students could turn around and see me, I head back towards the teacher's room. The last thing I want is to stand out there awkwardly and have every single student in the school staring at me as they walk by. Luckily, I make it to the office and head of the crowd. Sorry. I exhale as I sit down. I glance up at the clock, 10:30. My schedule says that I don't leave until 4:30. Oh great, that means I have 6 more hours until I can go home. What the hell am I supposed to do for 6 hours? Do you know how much stuff you can get done in 6 hours, dude? I would kill for that. I mean,
you gotta remember he came here with fuck all on him, so...
That's fair. I think
and he's also at school.
You know what? Also fair. I think this to myself as the rest of the teachers file in. After a few minutes, nearly all of them gather some items and head back out. Luckily for me, there seems to be a computer at my desk. It is an old junky laptop, but hey, at least I can maybe look up some lesson ideas or something. Booting up the computer, I start to move around on the internet, looking at ideas for upcoming lessons, but also tips and tricks for teaching kids. There seems to be a few sites that are really helpful. I marked some ideas down in my notebook. Pretty soon, I filled up 2 pages. Soon enough, though, my eyes are starting to get tired. I rub my eyes and look at the clock. 11:30. Are you kidding me? It's only been an hour? Oh my god.
It do be like that.
It's the first day. This first day is going to kill me. I just know it. There has to be something else to do. I close the laptop down and look around. I wonder, would it be alright if I just take a look around the school? I mean, couldn't hurt just to walk around, right? It's not like I'm going to go into the classrooms or anything. Yeah, that should kill some time at least. With new determination, I stand up and take a few steps into the hallway. As I begin my walk in the hallway, I realize that my worries of walking into a student are unfounded. As everyone seems to be
they're in class.
Yeah. I place my hands behind my back and begin walking. I pass a few different rooms as I make my way through the hall. Several of them have students in them, talking to each other or listening to a teacher. It all seems a bit dull. Of course, it's a school. What did I expect? To continue my impromptu tour of the school before I eventually reach the door at the end of the hallway. Luckily for me, the door seems to have windows inside of it. They're not very big, but I can at least look through. I peer as I see quite clearly it's a gymnasium. Oh, neat. I peer inside further, there doesn't seem to be anyone inside. Determined to continue my journey, I open the door to the gym. I step inside and begin to look around. Almost instantly, I hear a voice scream at me. Hearing the strange voice yelling causes me to whip my head towards the direction it came from. Looks like a bottle of smelling salts goes for $20 on Amazon. Thank you, Dragon Tamer. Also, hi Twitch Spawn. Thanks.
Hi Twitch Spawn.
This turns out to be a mistake, as I immediately feel something smash into my face.
Dodgeball.
With no grace or elegance whatsoever, I go down hard. Wait, we're not playing Knockout City.
Well, that or someone did the old bucket on the door trick.
That's fair. Voice is frantically asking as I hear it move closer to me. Still a bit woozy, I slowly start to move my hand to my face. As feeling starts to return to my head, I slowly start to sit up. By the time I do, I'm greeted with a face staring worriedly down at me.
Oh, she's cute.
She is cute. Actually, this is one of Brandon's favorite girls.
I don't blame.
And she was the first one to have a Daki.
Which you own.
I don't own
I'm
hers.
assuming. Ah, I'm surprised.
I own a different characters. You'll see soon.
Have we met this character yet?
No. It might be kind
That
of
rules out half of them. I mean, I know what all 4 of them look like, so
yeah,
that's why I'm uncertain.
Yeah. The voice is saying to me frantically.
Hard to guess, probably the fox girl, though.
I'm unsure of how to say I'm okay in Japanese. I merely start to rub my face. Go for a bit. Shower. All right. Have a good shower, Hirano.
See ya, Hirano.
She seems nice. Through my fingers, I can get a better look at the woman. She seems to be in her late 20s and is a spitting image of a gym teacher. Wearing the stereotypical clothes, short hair, and definitely more svelte figure. Wait, why am I thinking about that kind of thing now? Because she's hot?
Yeah.
The teacher seems to be throwing out a string of apologetic Japanese that I don't understand even slightly. Finally, I move my hand away from my face. As soon as I do, the woman stops apologizing as her eyes go wide and a look of shock replaces the near tears of the previous one.
Sensei?
What did they say? Hold on.
Ego Sensei?
Ego Sensei, English teacher.
Oh, okay. For a second, I'm like, Neko Sensei? I'm like, how does she know? How does she know? Could you see into my soul?
Because Brandon programmed it to know whenever you were specifically playing the game.
It wouldn't surprise me, to be honest.
I mean, that'd be a pretty invasive thing to do, so I would be surprised personally.
Yeah, I don't think it would do that. She says slowly as she finally realizes who she just been in the... what did that say? Beaned in the face. Okay. I haven't heard
that term used in a while.
I thought B-E-A-N would be the one. Beaned. That one.
Pretty sure it's B-E. I mean, considering he's an English major, I'd go with however he spells it generally.
Well, we've already found one mistake earlier, so...
technically 2. I saw one earlier that had a capital letter in the middle of a sentence.
Oh, okay. Well, we're just finding all the spelling mistakes, aren't we?
I mean, better than bugs.
True. I glanced to my side to see that a basketball was indeed the weapon that so callously careened into my face.
I think I'd have preferred the dodgeball, honestly.
So sorry.
The woman suddenly says quickly, No, it's fine. I say without thinking as I wave my hand up and down. I should have been... I stopped myself for a moment. Wait, did you just speak English? The woman, still sounding nervous, puts a hand to her chest.
It's not important. Are you okay?
She asked, touchingly concerned. Yeah, I'll be okay. Really, you don't have to worry so much. A bit of color returns to her cheeks as she exhales. Her expression is then replaced with a soft smile. She extends her hand to me. I smile back and put my hand in hers. I'm not ready to be yanked up as fast as she pulls me up. Whoa, hey, she's pretty strong.
He looks it.
I say, wiping the dirt off my back. She nods slightly as she doesn't respond. So, you know my name, but I can't say I know yours. She turns back to me confused.
Oh, right. Well, it's hard to miss you.
She seems to think that that sounds awkward as she speaks again, flailing her hands in front of her face.
I didn't mean that in a bad way. You know, like a racist way. I just mean, oh no.
She's adorable.
I like her.
I
think she's my favorite so far.
I figured you like her.
But again, we still have 2 more people to meet, so we'll see.
She says as she puts her hands in her face, on her face, which is now beet red. I can't help but laugh slightly. It's okay. What's your name? The question seems to break her out of her stupor.
Huh? Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. My name is Makiko Yuzue. But please, call me Makiko.
Wow, very informal.
You would call me Yuzue-san. But last names I always feel are way too formal.
Oh, sure, Makiko. As I call her by her first name, she blushes slightly. Aw, adorable.
Makes sense. Especially if she's native Japanese.
The hell? She was the one who asked me to call her that. Rather than keep the awkward going, I decided to speak again. So, your English is really good. She turns back to me with a surprised look on her face.
Oh, you think
Ego
so?
Jozu.
I nod. Well, yeah, from what I can tell, it's pretty flawless. I just need to remember, catch with my hands and not my face. Thank you, Dragon Tamer. She puts her finger on her chin.
Well, I did study English pretty intensely in college.
Oh, really? Why? She looks back at me.
Why?
Makiko seems to stop and think for a moment.
So, how are you liking your first day here?
I sidestep.
Sidestep? What?
He sidestepped the question.
Oh. Wow. Expert dodge there.
See?
Oh, well, it's obviously a sensitive topic, so I shouldn't push. Well, I mean, it's a little overwhelming. There's a lot of Japanese.
Oh, that's right! You said your Japanese wasn't very good in your introduction, right?
I nod.
Well, I thought it sounded all right.
She slaps me on the back.
He goes flying in face first.
I cringe and nearly knocks the wind out of me. I cough.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I was just excited and... Oh my goodness, I'm sorry.
Oh, she's adorable.
Aw. Well, if you get the game, you're going to have to do her route then. You like the cute flustered ones?
She seems very earnest.
Frantically flails her hands again. I don't know what it is about this situation, but I started to laugh. Makiko looks at me confused. I'm sorry, that looked really funny. She puffs her cheeks as she furrows her brow. She then exhales and puts on a smile.
I guess I deserve that.
Oh, whoops, I missed something.
I guess I deserve that.
She then starts to giggle. As the both of us are laughing, I hear a door open behind us. Ah. Wait, who is that? It says voice. Ah, Yuzue Sensei. Dokuni otesh the... I'm not even going to attempt that. The voice stops halfway, though. I turn my head back to a pair of middle school girls. You want to be female student?
Oh, Ego Sensei, gomen.
Two girls smirk, and then they turn back to Makiko.
Yuzue Sensei, gomen nasai. Atarashi Ego no Sensei no Futurikiri ni naritakatta desu ne.
For some reason, Makiko's face turns bright red upon hearing this. She clenches her fist tightly and raises her voice.
They're teasing her.
At this rate, she's screaming and flailing, all worried she might overheat herself and pass out. Two girls look from her to me, looking horribly confused, and merely giggle. It feels like something you would do. Finally...
Act as the little girls are.
Finally, it seems that Makiko has had enough and walks over towards the two girls and begin to push them out the door.
Hi. Omoshirokata desu ne. Ja, dette kinasai.
The girls continue to giggle as she does so, but they are eventually led out of the room. Once she's satisfied that they're gone, she turns back to me.
Sorry about that.
Is everything all right? She blushes again as she waves her hand up and down.
Oh yeah, everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Okay. Oh, something comes to mind. I say, oh, so suddenly, though, that catches her off guard, and she shoots up surprised. Oh, sorry, I just had a question. I reach into my pocket and pull out a piece of paper. I'm supposed to go to this building to get my paperwork done for moving in, but I have no idea how to get there. Supposedly I can take a bus, but do you know how to get there? Seemingly glad that the subject was changed, she walks over to me to take the paper from my hand.
Oh, of course.
She says happily as she takes out a pen from the clipboard she had resting on the floor. As she begins to write, and she sticks her tongue as if she were concentrating very hard. I can see the image in my head right now.
There we go.
She says, handing me back the paper, now with notes on it. I give her a smile back. Oh,
I would have
thanks a
left
lot.
if it was all in Japanese.
I say as I give what she wrote
Don't
once
mention
over.
it.
She says, putting her hands on her hips in pride. There's a short
It is
silence
pride.
before Makiko speaks again.
Right. Well, I have to get back to setting up the gym. I was merely taking a bit of a break when you came in.
I put my hand out. Right. Gotcha. Say no more. I'll let you get back to your work. I'll see you around, okay? Makiko smiles warmly.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Giving her a smile back, I wave and take my leave. Well, that worked out at least. I mean, I got beaned in the... See, they spell bean differently here. See?
Huh, so they did.
That's the correct way to spell it, I'm pretty sure. Brandon, you and your inconsistencies, god damn it. I got beamed in the face with a ball, but at least I got directions. At least I have a plan. Alright, tonight I'm heading out to get a stupid town paperwork done.
Gaikokujin no Sensei.
Yeah.
Aw.
Well, I'm standing at the bus stop. At least I was able to find that without getting lost. The bus pulls up to my stop, and I look, whoa, why is my model not moving? What is going on?
Did your phone act up because it was overheating or something again?
No, that problem's been fixed. My model just stopped moving for a second. That was weird. The bus pulls up to my stop, and I look upwards at the bus number on the sign. I look at the paper one more time, and then on the bus. Yeah, this seems to be the right one, at least according to Makiko. As the door opens, I inhale sharply as I step in, dropping the necessary yen into the box. Looking around the seats, I notice very quickly that the bus seems to have hardly anybody on it. Can't exactly say it's a surprise.
What?
That's a surprise. Okay. It's past sunset, and I'm sure not many people are headed into town hall or whatever they call it at this time of day. I'm surprised at just how nice the seats are when I sit down. Nothing like the harder metal seats in the buses in America.
Accurate as fuck.
And to
Those
my
things are fucking
surprise,
comfortable.
there's no signs of tears, graffiti, or chewing gum. Man, they keep their buses nice here. Because people have a genuine respect in Japan for things that we don't have here.
Yes. I mean, also, public transport is also just shit in general. It's very low underfunded.
Yeah, it's well funded in Japan, obviously. As the drive begins,
cars aren't very common in Japan, so that makes sense.
Thank you, Dragon Tamer. Confirmed to be hit with something is bean. Okay, okay, I knew it was right. As the drive begins, I try to turn my head out to the window to see the scenery. Unfortunately, as the sun has nearly completely gone for the day at this point, I give up on the idea of focus on counting the stops. I checked the paper. Makiko wrote down that it was 12 stops exactly. I certainly hope she's right. After a few stops, I notice the remaining people start to file out of the bus, until eventually it's only me and a single old lady. I count the stops. I go 7, 8, 9. I get more anxious with each one, hoping I don't miss it. If I did, I'd honestly have no idea what to do. Finally, I count 12 stops. I press the button to get off. Driver slows down and pulls over. Grabbing my messenger bag, I thank the bus driver with a badly pronounced arigato and step off the bus. The moment I step off the bus, I feel my stomach sink. The stop seems to be a little a little bus stop on the side of the road, and in every other direction, nothing but forest. I take a moment to get my bearings, but before I can even turn around to get back on the bus, I hear the sound of the driver pulling away. Well, crap. This was definitely not the right stop. Makio give me the wrong directions? No, I'm sure I did something wrong. That makes more sense. I take a quick look around. Luckily for me, the moon seems to be out, so it's not completely dark. With the aid of the light of the moon, I can see the bus stop on the opposite side of the street. I jaunt across the small road and take a look at the timetable posted on the sign. I can feel the color drain from my face as I do. 2 hours. The next bus doesn't arrive for 2 hours. 2 hours. It's an old fucking Angry Joe joke, and it's actually 4 hours. Oh man. I can't help but start to laugh at myself. It's either that or freak out, and apparently my body decided laughter was the best option. A few moments later, I managed to compose myself and try to think of what to do next. Okay, so let's see. The bus was a pretty straight line, so if I walk back, I should be able to catch another one faster. I mumble this to myself. I let out a long, drawn-out sigh. Okay, here we go. Hitching up my bag, I turn around and begin to walk back the way I came. And here's where I started, thinking about all the things that led me to this moment have at least passed some of the time. Fortunately, it's been doing nothing but help my exhaustion from this long walk. Okay, this is a very bad idea. I've been walking for about 35 minutes. At this point, my legs are starting to feel a bit wobbly. Holy crap, I have to start working out. Tell me about it. Every additional step I take feels like I'm wearing lead shoes. Oh my god. Come on, feet.
I mean, I hope he's still wearing his sneakers and not his dress shoes, because that'd definitely help.
Moving. They're doing their very best to ignore my commands. Struggling, I lift another foot. Bring it down on purpose. I find myself smirk slightly. Alright. Fight through the pain. You can do this, And that's when my foot missed the pavement. Stepping into the hilly side, I completely lose my footing and go tumbling down the side of a hill. Fun. Oh no! I try to reach out onto something and catch myself, but it's to no avail as I go careening head over heels down the hill. Ooh. Finally, I stop, or should I say something stops me. I feel a pain in my spine as my ears ring from a loud crash. I hear a snap as well, and hope to God it wasn't one of my bones. Now that I've stopped, I tenderly try to move different part of my body. Arms check, legs check. I move to different parts of my body. I feel relieved that nothing seems to be broken. Thank heavens for small miracles. Rub my head gingerly as I sit up. Still feeling a bit woozy, I reach my hand out and grab the object nearest to me. I'm a bit surprised to feel the object supporting me feels rather smooth.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
We both know where this is going.
Upon pulling myself up, I take a look at the object. At first, it looks like some kind of... Oh, okay.
Oh.
Ornate birdhouse. We were both like, uh-oh.
Yeah. I was like, oh, we're in a To Love Ru situation, aren't we?
I never watched To Love Ru.
I haven't either, but it's well known enough. I figured you'd get it.
Yeah, no, I understood the reference.
Mm-hmm.
It's completely covered in vines and looks like it hasn't been touched in years. I make a noise with my mouth. It's sad seeing people let things like this go to disrepair. Disrepair? Is it? They say disrepair? Yeah, disrepair.
Yes, disrepair.
Seeing as there's nobody around, I decided to help out this poor birdhouse-like thing. Reaching over, I begin to pull off the vines from it. Quickly, I soon realize that this thing isn't a birdhouse. All right, I think
it's a shrine.
All right, I think I saw one of these in my travel book in Japan. I think they call these things shrines or something. I almost have off all the vines peeled off. There only seems to be one left that's located in what appears to be the doors of the tiny shrine. I pull, nothing happens. Oh, come on. I yank harder. Nothing happens. Oh, no, you don't. This might be one of the worst nights of my life, but I'm at least not going to be defeated by a stupid vine.
I feel that.
I angrily pull it with all my might. Then as if someone cut the rope, the vine snaps and I go flying backwards, the remnants of the vine still in my hand. My back crashes against the tree with a loud thwack. Ow, man, I'm going to need a chiropractor after this. Slowly I open my eyes and I rub my now very sore back. As I do, I notice the doors in the small shrine are now completely vine-free. Well, that looks better. Before I can even take a moment to feel proud of my work, the small doors open on their own. I stand up quickly in shock. Timidly, I turn my attention to the doors. The hell? Before I can say anything else, a blinding light emits from the tiny doors directly into my eyes. Instinctively, I cover my eyes and duck behind the tree I'm standing in front of. After a few moments, the light dissipates, leaving the scene once
That's
again
really bright, isn't it?
only illuminated by the moonlight. Convinced the light show is over, I rub my eyes gingerly. The crap was that? I ask out loud, waiting for spots in my eyes to disappear.
どうも、しすべきもの。今日はあなたは良好であります。神様があなたに微笑んでくれました。それゆえ、理解さえできない脅威を経験します。
Well, I can only imagine what that says.
It's a good thing this is voice acted.
Yeah, good thing it is. But I meant in terms of it like being translated. And I don't think Google Translate is going to translate Romanaji for me. Or Romanji for me.
Yeah, Romanji.
Yeah, no. But I guess we'll have to find out what it says next time.
Next time.
Because we're going to end the stream on a cliffhanger right here. So I'm going to quickly save my game. We'll go to page 4 and save there. Turn and yep, that's where I'm leaving, y'all.
Evil.
And we're going to go back. That's it. Yes. All right. Well, that's the first bit of Gaikokujin no Sensei. I hope you guys are enjoying this so far. But it is getting late, so I'm going to end the stream here soon. But first, I'm going to find someone to raid. But while I'm doing that, thoughts so far? You enjoying this?
Interesting.
Interesting? Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Once again, guys, it is available on Steam and itch.io. If you could wishlist it, that'd be awesome. That'd be great. I mean, if you really like it, you can buy the game too. But you know.
Also, I can't confirm it does not translate it.
Okay, great. There will be. You'll probably be seeing more of this game as keys get sent out to people. Because I'm doing some of that. But hey, I hope you guys are enjoying it so far, enjoying what you're seeing, and I'll probably get back to this on Saturday, for my afternoon stream. You're probably going to be working then, so unfortunately you won't be here. But
Oh yeah, no, I'll definitely be working.
Maybe Sky will be here if she's not working. I don't know. That day, I don't know.
I've completely lost track of what day she is and isn't working Saturdays. I used to have it down pat, but I lost track at one point.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I lost track too. Anyways, there is somebody in mind that I was thinking of raiding if she's still going. Let's see. Oh, Girls is live. Huh.
Nice.
Wow, I'm surprised she doesn't have that many people watching. She usually has way more people watching. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, Claire's live.
I mean, there's Michi's live as well, doing her subathon still.
I haven't rated
2 kids.
Freaking ads! Come on. You know what? I haven't raided Claire in a really long time. Maybe I'll give her a raid. See what she's doing. She's doing Castlevania Lament of Innocence.
I suppose I'll go this
God, I
way
love
first.
her model.
I know nothing besides their machines that turn into different things.
All right.
Like, do they?
We're gonna raid Made Gamer Claire.
Do they have a heart? Because,
also, she
like,
recently did an
not
art
in
piece for
a
me that she hasn't
literal
posted yet, but she probably will be eventually. It's an art piece of my new nurse outfit. I'll show you guys probably here soon on Twitter. And so, guys, if you are subbed, you can use this raid message. If you're not, you can use this one instead. You can join the Discord server here if you'd like to chat and get in with the community. You can also find social medias for me here, as well as my YouTube channel. And check out Jarakarama on Twitter, just because I feel like giving you a shout out.
wow, rude. I wasn't done
She retweets stuff, and also Sky's channel is there. If you don't know Sky already.
I don't know how they wouldn't, but first for everything.
Yeah, first for everything. Yeah, so on Saturday I'll probably be doing more of this. And if that changes, I will let everybody know on Twitter. And yeah, going forward, we got some fun stuff happening upcoming this week. And yeah, we'll take it from there. As always, guys, take care, comb your hair in a rush, use a brush, don't do drugs, stay in school, eat your teeth. I will see you next time on Cheat. And go say hi to Claire for me, because she's wonderful and awesome, and she's everybody's older sister. So,
You gotta go all the way to the end.
Goodbye, everybody. Bye. Have fun. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Go say hi to Claire for me. Bye.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Yeah.
That list might be small, but still.
Goodbye.
It's easy to be scared when you're just really bad.
So I just went live.